here are the headlines from today, Tuesday, July 14th. What's going on in the progresso sphere of action? Reproductive rights advocates are celebrating the latest win in the fight for reproductive rights. Yesterday, a federal judge blocked Tennessee's sweeping new restrictions on abortion within an hour of Governor Lee's signing them into law. Happy dance. The national and Tennessee arms of the ACLU, the Center for Reproductive Rights, and Planned Parenthood had filed suit to block the law after it passed the state legislature in June. Planned Parenthood President, CEO Alexis McGill Johnson said in a statement, today's ruling ensures that for now, people in Tennessee can continue accessing safe, legal abortion in their home state. But while we can enjoy a moment of relief today, we can't forget that legislators passed this dangerous abortion ban in the dead of night without any public input. The fight is definitely not over, so stay tuned, Tennessee, and stay tuned across the country because this fight is continuing. Over 300 groups are urging Senate leadership to reject a bill currently under consideration that would incentivize communities to sell off their public water supplies to private companies for pennies on the dollar. Food and Water Action led the demand in a letter taking aim at the Voluntary Water Partnership for Distressed Communities Act. Sure, take the poor people's water. What's the problem? The group described the movement as inappropriate, unjust, and unreasonable. The bill was introduced by Senators Tammy Duckworth and Mike Braun and acts as an amendment to the America's Water Infrastructure Act of 2020. Critics charge the legislation induces poor communities to sell off their water rights. Excuse me, Tammy Duckworth, what in God's name are you doing? Call your senator and demand they say no to the privatization of our water companies. Very important. Voting rights groups are asking a judge to force Massachusetts to mail out applications for absentee ballots tomorrow, as required by law. The law was just passed last week, but it's still a law. Secretary of State William Galvin has said he won't have the funds to pay the postage. But Pam Wilmot, executive director of Common Cause Massachusetts, said, hey, time is running out. Since the primary election is set for September 1st, Common Cause and Mass Vote filed the emergency petition on Monday in the Supreme Judicial Court of Massachusetts. Go to commoncause.org to demand that Massachusetts mail absentee ballot applications out. This is very important. The forces of red certainly want to turn as many of our blue states purple, at least, as they can. So this fight is important. The U.S. Senate recently passed legislation aimed at ensuring the nation's land and water resources, particularly the national parks and forests, are maintained and protected for future generations. Conservation groups say the bill could expand residents' access to outdoor recreation areas. The House is expected to vote on the Great American Outdoors Act by the end of July. According to the federal data, more than 18 million park visitors spent approximately $1.4 billion in North Carolina in 2019. And finally, a group of more than 80 self-described Millionaires for Humanity came together Monday to urge governments across the globe to tax them and other ultra-wealthy people to cover the immediate costs of the coronavirus pandemic and to build more equitable, just societies in the long term, outlining how the pandemic has exposed and exacerbated systemic, economic, education, and healthcare issues. The letter asserts that the problems caused by and revealed by COVID-19 can't be solved with charity, no matter how generous. You can find out more about joining efforts to tax the rich at patrioticmillionaires.org. Again, patrioticmillionaires.org. I think in addition to the work that they're doing, just the message that these people, these 80 self-described Millionaires for Humanity, are putting out there goes in direct contention to what Fox News and the right have intended, which is basically saying, oh, all millionaires don't want to help. Nobody wants their tax to be taxed to help other people, et cetera, et cetera. So in addition to potentially doing some good about helping folks with COVID, I think this Millionaires for Humanity campaign does a great job in fighting the spin that's coming out of the right wing talk machines that you see all over the place. We are a progressive talk machine here at ACT.TV. So I suggest if you're watching on YouTube, please follow us. If you're watching on Facebook, share our stream. We appreciate that. And if you're watching on Twitch, hey, keep watching, keep talking. Thanks everybody for watching. We are done on Facebook for today. We will be back tomorrow on both Facebook and Twitch with guess who's coming. Professor Richard Wolff, for his monthly visit to our program, is joining us to talk about the economy. If you watch the regular news, you're hearing, oh, it might be bad, but it's okay. It's okay. Professor Wolff is going to give it to us straight, including the historical context we come to have rely on for him. He's a Marxian economist. You're not going to hear what he has to say other than from him, especially not on mainstream media. Also joining us tomorrow, one of my favorite recurring guests, Jamia Wilson. She is the feminist press director and the author of Young, Gifted, and Black, and Step Into Your Power. The last time she was here, we just did not have enough time to talk about what is going on. So that's tomorrow's show. Please join us then. I'm Julianna Forlano. Follow ACT TV, follow Julianna Forlano, and stay well if you can.